What if I told you that the man who stood outside a prison for 6 years in the face of scandal, winter, and stillness simply saw his entire world come crashing down because of a single concealed camera? Indeed, Papoose, the loyalty king himself, is said to have fallen on the ground upon witnessing the one thing he never imagined he would see in his lifetime: Remy Ma and the block captain, Eazy, in bed together, not on stage, not in a studio, not in a dream, not in a hotel room with covers on, not on camera, and now the violent video has just surfaced. A journey that was meant to be private ended up being humiliating to the public. Did Eazy honestly believe that nobody would discover it? Did Remy forget that everything is now being filmed above all? How long has Papoose been oblivious to reality? Since we're not simply discussing cheating if this leaked video is authentic, and all indications suggest that it is, we're discussing the worst betrayal in the history of hip-hop relationships. Stay still, because what you're going to hear will alter everything. Let's be clear on one point. This goes beyond mere theatrics. Produced by the same individuals who previously provided us with Instagram couple therapy videos and Black love ambitions, it is a complete betrayal masterpiece. Now, however, that picture-perfect frame is broken and cracked, and the parts are enmeshed in controversy because guess what? Someone was just caught in the weakest conceivable way. It's Eazy. Block captain, Remy Ma. There is only one motel, one bed, and one high-definition security camera. I'll describe the scene for you. Since the days of the mixtape, Remy Ma has been held down by Papoose, our Brooklyn-born ride or die. Through jail time, legal cases, accusations of infidelity, arguments, and bar fights. He supported her. This was not a man who stayed, he made her return. That being said, this isn't a mixtape beef. Papoose supposedly heard this 4K footage of bedroom betrayal play back to him like a movie he never tried out for. An unidentified insider at the hotel, who we'll just call room service Rico, claims that the whole thing happened in a penthouse suite in downtown Atlanta. The type of suite where the headboard is permanently etched with "Do Not Disturb" and the bedding is more expensive than your rent. It was said that Remy was in town for a confidential business meeting. You know, that enigmatic expression that famous people use just before they are caught doing something that they should never do. You can imagine who happened to be in the same city. Captain of the block, Go Eazy. The same man about whom fans had already begun to have doubts when Remy began controlling him, as if she were getting ready for anything more than a rap duel. Remy was asked about Eazy in those embarrassing interviews. Do you remember those? Then she abruptly lost her ability to speak. And now it all makes sense. Since that night, Remy and Eazy were reportedly rebranding positioning strategies in a king-sized bed, while Papoose was allegedly at home producing video for his latest book launch, attempting to reverence Black love after literal war. But hold on, it gets worse. According to surveillance footage purportedly taken from the penthouse hallway camera, Remy arrives alone shortly before midnight. Her face is buried under a sweatshirt as she is caught on video, wearing all black. Eazy arrives 22 minutes later with a phone and a bad attitude. After that, they remain in the room for 7 hours. No employees, no deliveries, no hair or makeup crew, just silence, darkness, and treachery simmering in the shadows. Now, you're probably thinking, well, maybe they were just discussing lyrics. Maybe they were just exhausted. Sure, and maybe that leaked audio clip of Eazy whispering was part of a new freestyle. Let's not be stupid. This wasn't a writing session, it was an erasing session. Papoose poured all of his devotion into that woman as if his life depended on it, erasing vows, erasing trust, erasing every last bit of loyalty he gave her. However, the final slap in the face wasn't just the act, it was how Papoose learned. Inside sources claimed that Papoose got 2 days after the event, he received a call from a hotel security manager, informing him of strange activity involving two well-known guests. At first, he believed it was fraud, assuming that perhaps someone had used his card. But what he discovered was much worse. A USB drive was sent to him anonymously, in a manila envelope with the words, "Watch this alone, exactly what you're scared of," according to the video on that drive. Papoose, who's always been known for his calm demeanor and peaceful responses, reportedly fell to his knees in the middle of his living room while watching the video. One source said he didn't speak for over 3 hours. Another said he tried to call Remy, but she didn't pick up. The only thing she did do was post a cryptic Instagram story saying, "Sometimes silence is protection." Protection from what? The truth, because this isn't just some oops situation. This is a strategic scandal. Like someone was plotting a soft exit from a long-term marriage without filing any paperwork. And now, thanks to a nosy hotel worker and a very talkative flash drive, the whole world knows, and fans, they're not holding back. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are all flooded with reactions like, "Eazy, the home record captain. For this, Papoose didn't wait 6 years. Officially, Black Love is cancelled. It was a nuclear USB. It wasn't just a shocking betrayal, it had a cinematic feel. A Netflix series based on real life is in the works. Additionally, keep in mind that these three have previously been involved in a little triangle stress. Remember the battle rap fight from last summer, where Remy and Eazy became too cozy backstage, causing allegations to start? Or Papoose's depressing appearance in every picture at the 2020 Forbet Awards after party. It's actually 2020 in hindsight, as of right now. It appears that Papoose was the only person without a copy of the script. What's really scary, though, is this. What else was kept secret if this is what leaked? Was this only an isolated error? Or the culmination of something more profound, protracted and icy? And just when you believe that was sufficient, the video unexpectedly came to light. We're discussing two viewpoints, night vision, and active audio feed in a running timestamp. Whoever disclosed the entire surveillance drop obviously wanted this to go up. The tape was taken from a secret employee-only security database, the unidentified uploader said, when it first appeared in the shadowy reaches of Reddit and a few Telegram channels. It was like a grenade thrown into the most devoted marriage in hip-hop. Let's have a look at it. The video purports to capture Remy Ma entering the apartment at 11:47 p.m. after removing her jacket and dropping her luggage. She leaves her hoodie on until she shuts the door. She appears tense and is pacing. 20 minutes later, Eazy enters. It was as if he had a key or had been there before. No knock, no hesitation. The section that silenced the supporters follows. The greeting between the two seems to be rather familiar, a kiss, not a handshake or an embrace, a slow, intentional kiss indicating that they had crossed paths before this particular line. Nearly 12 seconds pass during the kiss, long enough that even the internet doubters will cease to support it. They then move toward the bedroom off camera. The light in the hallway is dim. An hour later, the video resumes its motion. But this time, the audio is what makes a difference. The microphone, which is obviously activated by movement, picks up a line that is murmured by Eazy, sending shockwaves over all social media platforms. He wasn't intended to learn this way, you know. If he finds out, no, perhaps he is aware. It was never intended for him to learn this way. Everything changed after that one sentence, since it was no longer merely a mistake. The betrayal was well thought out. A deliberate secret shared by two individuals who had been portraying Papoose in his own marriage as a supporting role. The internet did not finish the clip there. Hours after the video was leaked, Hash began to gain popularity. #Remy and Eazy #Poppy APOOSE deserves better. #Kink #Black LOOD dead. And even verified accounts jumped in. An anonymous rapper posted on X saying, "Stop acting like this is new." A battle rap blogger tweeted, "This isn't just messy, it's evil." Papoose gave that woman everything, and she gave it to Eazy. But let's not act surprised, the writing was on the wall for months. All we were doing was not looking closely enough. Remy was questioned about if her connection with Eazy was solely professional in that now famous press conference tape. The audience applauded as she paused after laughing and continued. "He's just talented now, though." The laugh sounds like Eazy in confessional. It had been more than a year since he started dropping coded bars. Phrases such as "I flipped it when they weren't loyal back" are examples of meddling with a queen who still has a king at home. Dangerous game. It seemed like fiction to us. As it happens, that was a sign. Fans were busy deciphering lyrics on the internet, but the inner circle was already responding. A stylist who purportedly worked with Remy on set last month, according to an insider close to her, said she had been emotionally estranged from Papoose for months. He seemed to be her manager rather than her spouse. She never smiled in his presence, departed early, and answered calls by herself. However, everything changed when Eazy arrived. One more reference from Eazy's personal. According to Camp, who asked to be nicknamed the Plug, everyone knew they had been dating from the beginning of the year. They weren't even attempting to conceal it from the camera. Papoose was the sole individual who failed to receive the memo. This is where everything starts to get completely out of control. An extremely impressive but phony screenshot of purported text chats between Eazy and Remy started making the rounds on the internet. These include statements such as, "Remy, I'm scared of hurting him." "Eazy, you already did, just not out loud." Another message timestamped just 1 week prior to the leaked footage states, "One night turned into something I can't walk away from." Whether these are true or not, it almost doesn't matter. The audience believes them. It only takes a court of public opinion. Meanwhile, Papoose has reportedly gone completely silent, with no press, no posts, and only one enigmatic unfollow, Remy Ma's page, and she immediately unfollowed him in return. Their joint Instagram fan page of Mackey's Forever shared a black screen with the caption, "We're taking a break from posting until further notice. Kindly be considerate of their privacy. Respect their privacy." The internet is occupied with downloading that footage, watching it in slow motion, and analyzing timestamps, body language, and facial expressions as if it were the Zapruder movie. If you thought celebrities would keep quiet, you're mistaken. That same evening, Fat Joe went live on Instagram, but he didn't mention names. Don't cry when the house burns down because you allowed a small flame to play too close to the fire. He advised Lady Luck, Ray's former opponent in this song Papoose. Right now after watching that tape, captioned an image she shared of a hospital bed, and just when it got even more vicious 2 days later, a fan saw Eazy at a local bar taking selfies with people and drinking as if nothing had happened. There was no apology, no silence, and no regret. This isn't just a scandal. It's ego and carelessness. It's the kind of betrayal that becomes a cultural reset. The public has already made up their minds, and Ray isn't on the winning side yet. But there's still one question that remains unanswered. Why now? Whatever the truth is, it's buried beneath layers of lies, late-night whispers, and years of pretending. And the consequences haven't even begun yet. Because what happens when public betrayal turns into legal fallout? When does private footage become a weapon? When the most loyal man in hip-hop decides he's finally had enough? That's what we'll find out next. Why leak this footage now after all these months? Some say it was a hotel staffer seeking revenge. Others speculate that it was someone close to Papoose, someone who wanted him to know the truth without saying a word. Let's talk about the aftermath when the same woman who made her name on Redemption is now back in the news for something much darker. According to sources close to Papoose, his team is already consulting legal experts, not just for divorce but also for reputational damage. Rumor has it that he had signed several brand deals about black love, loyalty, and hip-hop, as well as a scripted relationship podcast that was weeks away from production. All of this reportedly paused, and one insider leaked a screenshot of a production email in which a sponsor had pulled out, saying, "This recent press is not aligned with the values our brand represents." After serving that jail term years ago, Remy Ma may have believed that her troubles were over. But this, her second public trial, has been sparked by betrayal. But this time, she is fighting the culture rather than the courts. Her Chrome 23 Battle Rap League is also receiving backlash, with to confirm ticket holders publicly posting refunds, with captions like "not supporting cheaters." Fans are calling for her to resign as creative head, claiming that she built a platform on loyalty before blowing it up from the inside. Even Ray's most devoted fan base is split, with some defending her with comments like "women deserve freedom, too. You have no business doing that." Or the ever-famous "you have no idea what goes on behind closed doors." That's precisely the issue, though, and now we do, thanks to surveillance footage that was released. Muttered those doors are wide open, and there's a breadcrumb trail of deleted texts and unfollows. And what's inside isn't loyalty, it's chaos. As for Eazy, the block captain, you would think that the scandal would put his rap career on life support. But in a bizarre turn of events, it's actually making him more visible. A contentious video of his next freestyle was shared this morning, in which he allegedly raps, "I made your queen fold while he was playing king." Loyalty is a crown, but it doesn't mean a thing. He's leaning in, no apology, no retreat, and that, in the eyes of many fans, is fueling a fire that could burn him down or make him bigger than ever. However, according to multiple insiders, Remy and Papoose didn't just share love, they shared business, joint accounts, co-owned properties, and investments in entertainment endeavors. And if a formal separation is imminent, that means lawyers, contracts, and possible court dates. This isn't just a betrayal, it's a financial entanglement. If Papoose chooses to pursue legal action, Remy may lose more than just public respect. She may lose equity, assets, and exclusive rights to upcoming projects they funded together. In other words, this one night in a hotel could cost her a piece of everything she's built since her release from prison. Fans aren't just watching, they're recording on social media timelines. Fans are reposting videos of Papoose talking about love and loyalty in contrast to a leaked video of Remy and Eazy. Brutal, it's deliberate, and it's going viral. Meanwhile, Papoose has reportedly moved out of their shared house and into a separate apartment in New Jersey. According to a neighbor, he has been spotted walking alone at night, wearing headphones and not talking to anyone. Another insider revealed that he turned down a reality TV offer this week to publicly share his truth, stating that he doesn't want to turn suffering into content. However, here's a twist. As rumors of a tell-all interview start to circulate, several networks are reportedly fighting behind the scenes for the first exclusive with him. We haven't witnessed this degree of treachery since Lemonade, but it's not just the betrayal that's shocking, it's the irony. Papoose, who stood in the background and applauded for Remy during her comeback, who publicly forgave her legal past, who raised their children, protected their home, and promoted their love, is now being treated like a supporting character in his own story, and people have had enough. One viral comment encapsulates it perfectly. He gave her loyalty, and she gave him content. Now, let's look ahead. There are rumors that Papoose is hiring a lawyer not only for the divorce, but also to protect his reputation, citing emotional distress, defamation by association, and the unauthorized sharing of private footage, which some believe may have been purposefully leaked by someone in Remy's team. If this is true, it could turn into a full-blown scandal lawsuit, and Remy has completely stopped talking about it. She has just posted a black and white Instagram quotation that says, "Let them judge you without doing any interviews or statements. However, don't let them deter you." A bold message from someone who just had the internet deliver the harshest sentence of all. Shame. But here's what's worse, they weren't just a couple. They were a brand, and they were held up as a standard. And now that standard is gone, destroyed in one night, exposed by one tape, and remembered by one question that still haunts everyone watching. How do you betray someone who would never have betrayed you? The saddest part is that Papoose didn't walk away because he stopped loving her, because she already had the whispers, the silence, the footage. The story about how love in the spotlight can turn into humiliation under a microscope, about how one mistake can become everyone's amusement, and about how even the most loyal hearts have breaking points in this case, a hotel bed, a camera in the hallway, and to people who thought no one was watching, and now that the world has seen the truth. You've seen it all. Infidelity wasn't the only thing that happened, it was exposure. What would you have done if you were Papoose? Would you have forgiven, fought, or disappeared? If this shook you, please subscribe because this isn't over. Trust us, more footage is coming. And the truth is, it's only just getting started, because in this world of love, loyalty, and lies, no one stays innocent for long. But here's the question, was this drama? Or was this always a plan? Did Remy Ma simply fall into a moment? Or did he walk into it fully aware and easy?